Turn off everything in your room. My younger brother has just been helping my dad with his computer. As is often the case, an argument ensued and my brother withdrew his IT services. In an act of spite, my father instructed my brother to turn off everything in his bedroom. If he won't help with my dad's computer problem, then my brother can't use his own PC. There's some logic there, I suppose. However, he seems to have forgotten that the router is located in my brother's bedroom. He's been in the study for 10 minutes. We don't know what he's doing on his laptop without an internet connection, but my brother is practicing his shit-eating grin for when he eventually emerges. Now to the comments. Boy, does this bring back memories. I tried to teach my mother how to use AOL. She argued with every ducking thing I said. I finally got my 8-year-old son to help her, and she happily complied with everything he told her to do, because, grandson. I see the exact same behavior, except I'm the grandson. My grandfather had no patience at all with my dad, but me, he listens to. It's kinda annoying. We, my family, gave my grandmother a tablet for Christmas. Now she always calls me because something isn't working, usually really easy to fix things like she accidentally opened a new tab in the browser and doesn't know how to get back. I always tell her to try out everything before she calls, so that she learns to use the dang thing. So, she called a few days ago. Threema, messaging app, is gone. Turns out she uninstalled Threema because she didn't have any space left for photos. You said to try everything. Your dad walks down the hall to see your brother laying in his doorway, playing on the phone just outside of his room. I would have pulled out a book. Or taken a nap. I had a nap today. I dreamed I was touring an open house with 2 gigantic stoves in it. The homeowner was hitting on my wife, but then he demonstrated how to clean the stoves with a steam cleaner. I got a call from my mom years ago, saying she was making a pork roast so I should come by for dinner. Fantastic, my favorite meal. I'm super excited. I walked in and see a big box in the living room. It's a brand new desktop computer. The blood drained from my face. She ducking lured me in with food, and it was too late. I was there just in time to help set it up. Edit, guys, seriously. It's a joke. My mom planned this out because she's hilarious. We do a lot for each other, no bribing or favors required. I don't take my patents for granted. I love those wacky weirdos to death. Carry on. What a coincidence, I have a similar story. I called my mom, saying I was setting up an entertainment system so she should come by for the Game of Thrones. It's her favorite show, so she's super excited. She walks in and sees bags of groceries in the kitchen. It's ingredients for a pork roast. The blood drained from her face. I ducking lured her in with TV, and it was too late. She was there just in time to help cook. So, I'm just a TV minding my own business when my owner comes home with several bags of groceries and calls his mom to watch Game of Thrones. She comes over ready to look at me, but then looks at the bags on the ground and the blood drains from her face. I lolled. This is what I come to the sub for. 100% pure shit-eating grins. I come for the shit-eating. Calm down, doofus Rick. When I was younger and my father got mad at me, he would normally demand I get off the computer, and would reinforce it by yanking the power cord out of the wall. The fact that I owned a laptop never really clicked with him. I wish this had been me. It took me a few years of this as a punishment to pick up an extra power cable at Best Buy so I could circumvent the loss of power to my desktop. You know that you're going to have to fill us in once this resolves, right? Except in /r/TIFU. TIFU by interrupting my dad's masturbation session and giving him blue balls. Now he is in the hospital with an erection that has lasted for more than 4 hours. Update, crickets. I imagine your dad angrily playing solitaire. Or Minesweeper. That shit could get infuriating. My dad often reminds me whenever he asks for IT help that I should help him with computers, since he taught me how to use a spoon. My mother refuses to use her card online because the numbers fly through the air and might accidentally land in the neighbor's computer. I gave up. Ask her if her influence is that one scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I have no friggin' clue, but she made me drive an hour each way in a snowstorm to buy a bus ticket for her friend instead of just buying it online. Even offered to use mine. Nope. Magic numbers flying are a problem even if it's not hers. My dad always calls me whenever porn sites start popping up on his screen, but he swears that he's never visited a porn site. Dad is 92. My father once asked to borrow my laptop for fantasy football or some shit. A day or two later, porn started popping up on my desktop. I of course never let him borrow it again after that. I hope you cleaned it after he gave it back. 7 hours later, the brothers still sit waiting for their father to figure out he has no internet connection. Just staring at the door. Grinning and hoping it will be glorious. 7 hours later, the father is planting that last nuke on that asshole Gandhi for declaring war at the end of the industrial era despite their trade agreements and hasn't noticed anything wrong at all. Not where I expected this to go at all. Touché. Why is it parents get to shout and scream at their kids while the kids are trying to help them, and then the parents expect the kids to continue fixing whatever they were told to fix, even if the kid doesn't know how, while they are super stressed from being yelled at? That's fixing my parents' electronics in a nutshell. I usually lay down my terms of service now when they ask. My parents always throw an absolute shit fit when I try and touch their computer in order to fix it after calling me over for tech support. It's almost like they think I'm going to break it or come across their hidden porn folder or something. Literally, as soon as I say to click on something or to do an action, they get super defensive and yell at me for telling them to do something. If I try to touch their computer or device, they snap at me not to. Sadly, though I'm a physical fixer, I have to be physically in front of it and using it to fix whatever it is. I'd say the worst part about that issue was when I lived with my parents and there was an internet issue. You see, the router and modem are located next to my mom's computer. She's hooked up to it. If everyone's having issues accessing the internet but her, tough shit, because if you try and fix it she'll throw a temper tantrum thinking whoever fixes it is going to break it for her. I'd have to operate on it when she left for work. Best part is when that situation is reversed. If everyone has access, but her. Guess who's having a shit fit? Thankfully I never have to deal with those scenarios ever again. If they want me to fix something they have to agree to my TOS. If at any moment they break it, I'm Audi 5000. I instituted a method. Mom, pretend you're in college. I am the professor. I will talk about this issue, but there will be no questions until my lecture is over. At that time, I will answer as many questions as you want, like, me no help. Your brother is tethered to his cell phone. Father sees son on laptop and on the internet. Father has no internet connection. Anger and frustration ensue. Confrontation happens. Brother says he has no idea what the problem is, he was just following father's instructions and is fine doing so. Domestic violence occurs, police are called, father is in prison, brother is dead, will leaves you with a sizable trust fund, which you get your brother's cut. You go into room and turn the router back on, restoring internet connectivity for all. Father sees you using the internet, mental breakdown ensues. OP playing the long game. I like it. Please post results. How would his dad see him if he's in prison? Minor details. Nice. And I think our usernames may be related. Why is the router in his bedroom? Completely off topic, is your username Leon the Professional related? I can't imagine it's not. I'm never going to experience this. I'm the ducking nerd in my family, so I'm the one that fixes everyone's computer. Wife, child, parents. I'm never going to get to have someone to fix my computer. You say that, but I've met guys who are retired now that were techies in the 70s. Technology has left them so far behind that it astounds me when they claim to know computers. Even I, a late 19-year-old adopter to Snapchat, didn't know what was going on when I first downloaded the app. The advances in tech will eventually leave us all young folk behind. That's not bad on you. Snapchat has really non-intuitive navigation throughout the app.